welcome back. And I have switched chefs. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
It's a magic thing we did here in the commercial break. This time we have Erica Rapp, and you are sort of the opposite of Nancy's in terms of, a Toledo tradition. You are brand new to the restaurant entrepreneur. You're still a baby, but 2 years. I mean, how's it going?
It's going really well. It's been a great 2 years. We're almost 2 years old, and it's been great. People have been very supportive.
And I mean, the idea of opening a restaurant is the dream of so many, culinary professionals. And when you see, the success some people have, but it's hard. It's been hard work.
It is always
you're
hard
making
work,
it,
but it makes it worth it. It absolutely does. So we have a great time.
And your restaurant focuses on, give me kind of your concept.
It's American contemporary, regional. I like to do so many different types of food, so it's hard to just pick one type of cuisine. So that gives me the board to do kind of whatever I feel like making. So sometimes, for example, right now, our winter menu, I try to do more tropical flavors in some ways, or exotic flavors, because I feel like this is the time of year everybody wishes they were somewhere else in Ohio. So we use a lot of ginger, we use a lot of chilies and heat and things of that nature, but that's not all that we do. So the menu is pretty eclectic. We have some more traditional Midwestern fare, if you will, that's comfortable for people like my dad, who enjoys that type of thing. And we try to do a lot of fish and different lighter flavors as well. So
wonderful. So our mission today, and Registered Bistro is her restaurant. It is part of the whole Restaurant Week concept, get new people into the restaurant, but you're also focusing on health for the menu items for Restaurant Week. So we've got lots of different stuff here.
Yes.
What is your inspiration for me today?
So this dish is a winter vegetable ramen dish that is served with a poached egg. And I think winter vegetables sometimes get a bad rap. Everyone's into squash and tomatoes and things that grow in the summer, but winter vegetables I think have a lot of flavor that get overlooked. And when I make a winter vegetable dish, I like to have different colors. I like to have different textures.
So what's your list of winter vegetables? The neglected winter vegetables.
Neglected vegetables. Carrots are a good example. And here we have some really fun carrots. We have a couple of different colors of carrots. We have purple and we have white, which these are not to be mistaken as parsnips. Broccolini. I have some radicchio, which is a bitter green, but when you grill it, it gets a little bit more sweet. I have a kabocha squash that we grilled as well, which is kabocha. It's a buttercup squash or a Japanese pumpkin.
What's it similar to?
It's similar to, I would say, an acorn squash.
Okay.
I guess in texture, it's sweet, but it's not candy sweet.
Okay.
So when you're doing only vegetables, I think that it's fun to mix your textures, mix your flavors. So you have something that's bitter, you have something that's sweet, you have something that maybe is a little more green, so that when you're eating it, your palate's excited.
I love it when my palate's excited.
Excellent.
Okay, so also the thing that chefs do that we rest of us don't do, the combination, the bringing things together that I wouldn't normally think of. I need guidance with that, and that's really where you shine too. All right, so let's start the process of what we're making.
Well, first of all the vegetables that we did are I tossed them in olive oil and then grilled them over wood, which adds flavor to what you're making. I have a broth with ramen. This isn't the ramen from your college years. This isn't the really bad sodium packet and a little, the noodles that are made.
My sons are going, well, forget it then. That's the kind of ramen I want.
Right, in the microwave. It's all about the broth, really, with ramen. And so we make a broth that is vegetarian, but I start with a blonde miso, which is fermented soybean paste. And these are ingredients that you can get at any Asian market. These are ingredients that you can pick up in a lot of the international aisles in any grocery store as well. So instead of using a chicken broth or instead of using a beef broth, which is kind of where you get your flavor.
Which is our go-to stuff.
Right.
That is what we reach for first.
I actually use miso broth. I use miso paste, and then I create my own miso broth. And it kind of gives that body of a meat broth, but with it still being vegetarian.
And what is your ratio? How much do you use when you make it? Or is it, do you just
I eyeball it. Until
math
it's
questions
enough.
today. Okay, until it's enough.
Yeah.
It's never enough.
But I have to say, I use miso broth, and it doesn't always have to go Asian. I use it, I'll throw rosemary and thyme in there and make a pasta dish that's vegetarian, or, and then start that with a sauce. And so it's that earthiness that you get, that you're missing from chicken broth.
That sometimes can be so bland.
Right, exactly. Sometimes you get these vegetarian dishes, or you get a vegetable broth and it tastes like vegetable water, which isn't very nice.
So appetizing.
It's not. So I like to have a little bit more body to it.
Okay.
So we started with that, and then there's ginger and garlic, and then also some dried shiitake mushrooms, which are right here. They're kind of ugly, but after you cook them for a while, they really add a lot of flavor to the broth as well. And then we have mushrooms and some pickled vegetables. And the pickled vegetables I get from the Asian market, but you can really get them from, any kind of pickle that you like. I like that punch of sour, that punch of tang. So that's what we have going on there. And then, so I'm actually going to put this together.
Yeah.
And after the vegetables are already cooked, all you're really doing with them, because they're grilled primarily, we're going to reheat them in the broth itself and add the noodles, and then I'm going to poach an egg.
Okay. Let's get this go. Oh, see, I think watching a poached egg is like, it's hypnotizing.
I
mean, you just, when you poach an egg, if you have a moment, just watch that egg float around, and okay. Instead of meditating, watch a poached egg. That's my little advice for the day.
And I'm going to grab my ladle.
Got your stuff there, yes.
So the one thing for me, when I'm making something that's you're lower in fat or lower in oil, is I try to increase the flavor of everything that I make. So in this, I have black vinegar, I have soy sauce, it's low sodium, ginger, garlic, scallions, things that are really high in flavor but low in...
No fat or low fat.
Yeah, low fat, exactly. So here we're adding...
Our beautiful winter
vegetables, exactly. So here we have the squash, the carrots. I have some grilled baby bok choy as well. Oops. Just gonna pour it all in here.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
Thank you.
And just
They
a
are
little
pretty.
bit different.
And I think that, having different textures but also different colors makes a huge difference as
I
well.
agree. And like I said, we're in a rut. We're in this February and March, and most of us have had just a horrible winter, and just you gotta add some life to your life. It looks beautiful.
Great. And I'm going to add some more broth. I'm going to add the noodles. The fun thing with this dish too is, you could have a ramen party where you have everything separate.
Ain't no party like a ramen party.
And people can add their own and make it almost like a taco, or they add their own things, and it's a fun dish to make, and it's not that hard to do at home. And we're just going to let this cook a little while, and we'll bring it to a simmer, and then I'll plate it all up.
Okay.
And we have our egg is looking.
Every component, by the way, looks gorgeous.
The eggs coming together. We're going to let him sit
A little
there
longer?
a little bit longer.
I haven't poached an egg in a while even. See, I am in a rut, and I loved poached eggs.
Poached eggs are great.
They're
or
great.
basted eggs as well.
The one that the center oozes out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. See, I love food. I don't know if you can catch, but you have the most gorgeous eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. I'm in love with her eyes and her winter vegetables.
Okay.
Okay.
So the broth is pretty much there,
Okay.
and I'm just going to start plating this up. And when you plate this, I need these back. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So you're doing a big kind of pasta bowl.
I am. I'm going to do a pasta bowl. You can do a soup bowl too. And I like to keep everything kind of separate in here so people can eat what they enjoy when they want to.
That's nice. Just keeping it separate's nice. I know some people that will own, all right, so here's the question. When you eat, do you eat this thing, then that thing, then this thing, or do you do little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit?
Personally,
Yeah.
if I could eat everything in a bowl on top of itself, I would be very happy.
It would be all mixed up
Yes.
together.
All mixed up together. That's how I like it myself. But, cooking for other people, you
Right.
have to...
So true. My husband and my mother will eat this course, you know what I mean? I want it all to
Right.
be done at the same time, so I kind of sample, but it was, they both, I'm going to finish my vegetable, then I'm going to have my meat, then I have,
Sure.
you know, so we all have our own little
We do.
idiosyncratic behaviors, right? Or normal, as they like to call it.
All right. And then we're just gonna top this with the egg.
So you did a couple ladles of that.
I did, yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
look at that. All right, let's put it right down here.
And that's a big hearty meal.
Yeah,
for-
you know what? I'm gonna put it. Can you get it from above? I don't know, because it is a hearty meal. It's got a lot of variety, ingredients that are familiar but not.
Boring.
Yes, exactly. All right, we have one more commercial break, and when we come back, both our chefs are going to give us some ideas on how to spice up your life but stay light, because like I said, I'm running out of ideas. Stay with us.